Welcome to the Brave Rebellion podcast. My name is Tammy Dunnett. I'm an executive coach and communication skills trainer and your host for the journey on the Brave Rebellion. This podcast is all about conversational courage. You know, those moments where you have known you needed to step in, but you were scared to step in, scared to have that conversation, worried about the potential complications or ramifications, and you did it anyways. And maybe fear wasn't something that held you back. Societal pressures, expectations, somebody else's opinion of what you should and shouldn't do potentially created a roadblock for you. And yet you still went forward. So we're talking about those brave moments where you decided to stand in your truth and have a conversation that hopefully landed successfully, but it may not have landed in what you needed to do, but you learned something from it. Now, you'll be hearing my stories of success and failure because there are many of them in both columns, thankfully, to share with you and dissect and pull out and mine for the gold in each of those experiences for you. You're also going to hear from people who have had their own brave moment. Now, having a brave conversation is not about being the loudest person in the room. In fact, it's quite the opposite. But what I also find is that when I share my own stories of successes and failures, just the fact that I simply stood in the arena and tried to negotiate and navigate a relationship towards something healthier, I'm often met with a little bit of a wow factor. And I hear this a lot.
My God, you are so brave.
And after hearing that multiple times, I really started to pick up on the word brave. I used to call these courageous conversations, and courage and brave are used interchangeably. They're very similar. But what I've recognized that there is an element of brave, that there is an element of fear. So I don't want you to think that brave conversations means that we're working without fear, because we definitely are not. Brave conversations are when you know you got that little feeling in your stomach or a big feeling in your stomach that things may not go the way you want. It matters. It's important to you how this resolves, that you still do it. There's something bigger that pulls you through and past your own fear and doubt because you're looking for something better on the other side of it. And those are the moments that we're going to be dissecting on this show. And I cannot wait to get started. So here's what you do. You subscribe to this channel right now before you forget, because you want to make sure you're coming back and hearing these brave stories and learning from the individuals who are doing the thing in the arena that you want to do it in to help you build your brave and your courage and your successful outcomes. That's what we're going for. We want you to be successful, but we also want you to be in the arena and failing, because failing does not mean you have lost. It means you're learning. These are all opportunities to learn what works for you in the relationships you have. So, brave rebellion, courageous communication, difficult conversations, workplace bullying. You can think of all the places where you have to have and need to have a conversation. That's what this channel is going to be all about. In episode number 2, we are going to look into one of the more informative experiences I have had where I pushed through fear, where I stood on shaking legs, and I had a very difficult conversation with somebody who was not just my supervisor, not just my boss, but also the owner of the company. Dun, dun, dun. So make sure you tune in for that, because there is a lot of hierarchical stress in the workplace, and I'm going to share with you how my experience went. We'll see you in episode 2.